Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is to show you all how to use our business plan templates so you have a usable, workable document within 30 minutes or less. So there are some limitations, but there's also a lot of benefits to having a business plan following a business plan template. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of explore those benefits and some limitations in this video. But the purpose of this video, the hardcore purpose of the video, is to show you all how to use one of our business plan templates that are designed specifically for various industries, how to customize those documents and have a usable, workable business plan within 30 minutes. So in order to achieve these lofty goals, let's go ahead and zip through this little PowerPoint presentation that I have concocted for you. What I'm going to do is briefly set your expectations for the templates. Go through a little bit of experience about myself, why I think I am qualified to help you all write this business plan using my template. And then I'm going to go through the Word document that's included in the business plan template and also the Excel file. All right, so each one of the Word documents and Excel files, they're customized for different industries, whether it be for handyman, for welding, restaurants, convenience stores. So I've got a lot of different templates out there with the industry-specific information, but the general format is the same. I've optimized that and honed it over the last several years, so y'all are able to, again, quickly use it to achieve a workable, usable business plan in less than 30 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and zip on through this little bit of information I've got for you. So the purpose of the video, like I said, is to customize the business plan template for your industry and have a workable document in 30 minutes. This business plan, based on my experience and feedback from other clients and my research, the document should be good for landlords, small business loans, and to share with friends and family. This is not a document that I would present to investors if you're looking to raise millions of dollars. Now, if you take the template and you add more content and you expand upon it, then you could have a document that's going to expand uses for operations as well as, to entice investors to invest in your organization. You're going to need a little bit more work. It's going to take you a little bit longer than 30 minutes, but it's definitely achievable. So some limitations to my templates. First and foremost, it's not compatible with Google Docs and Apple Pages or whatever Apple's Excel sheets are or spreadsheets are. It's not compatible with those. So you can't, it is written in Microsoft Word, and also the financial model is in Microsoft Excel. So they're not going to transfer over. I've got some smart art in the Word document, and then there's a multitude of calculations in the Excel file that's just not going to transfer. Also, I do answer questions. So if y'all have some questions before you buy the template as to what's in it or how to use it or what have you, before you buy the template, if you got questions, please pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Be delighted to have a conversation with you to help set your expectations for it. However, if you've already bought the product and you want me to walk you through making the changes, that is not included in the purchase of the template. So keep that in mind. Before you purchase, questions, delighted to answer them. After you purchase, I give you tutorials for the Word document. I give you tutorials for the Excel file, the financial model. So utilize those. If you do need help with above and beyond with that, then I do charge for the services, whether it be me writing a custom business plan or walking you through, one-on-one how to complete the template. So just keep that in mind. All right, and then what is included in the templates? So what is included in the template? You do get a customizable Word document. You're going to be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide the information. You take the information out, you can put some more information in. You can go ahead and embellish the information. You've got a nice little solid format, so you do get a customizable Word document. You are also going to get a basic financial model that is customized for your industry. I do put some statistics, I do put some information in there, and I will go ahead and briefly go through the financial model that is in general what you should expect from the template regardless of industry. Also, you're going to get a how to use video for the Word document. This is the video that you are going to be able to do. I'm going to walk you through the templates, and each one of my templates is like 95% of the template is structured the same way for each industry. So you're going to be able to use this video, and you're going to know what to expect and the structure to expect when you get the template, regardless of industry. So you're going to how to use video, which is this video right here, and then you're going to get a how to use video for the financial model. Again, the numbers are going to be different for each financial model based on the industry, but the structure is going to be the same. So all the information you're going to be able to, once you watch the tutorials, you're going to be able to extrapolate that information and apply it to whatever template that you purchase. All right, and then finally, before we dive into the Word document and the Excel file, and I show you how to use them, a little bit about me, and then we're going to talk about you and the templates and how to use them and customize them so you have a document within 30 minutes. I am a professional business writer, specifically a business plan writer. I love writing business plans. I like writing business plan templates as well. If you do get frustrated with writing your business plan, whether it be with or without a template, please pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text. Be delighted to assist in writing a custom plan for you. Also, I am an author of numerous business plan books on Amazon, as well as templates. So don't start from scratch. If you start from scratch and you start looking at a white page from Word and you have no information on there, several hours or days or weeks or months or years later, you may still have a blank page in front of you. So avoid that. Start with a template, or or even just go to get a business plan book, and it's going to give you some thoughts and ideas on how to achieve your objectives through that. And then finally, I am an adjunct professor for and subject matter expert for both business and finance. So I do know my stuff. I got a little bit of education behind me. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and zip on through the the template. So when you go ahead and you purchase the business plan template, regardless if it's in the restaurant industry, in the landscape industry, convenience store industry, grocery store industry, whatever the industry is going to be, once you open up the document, you're going to be greeted with something like this. It's going to say your industry and then business plan. In order to get rid of any of the yellow in the document, you're going to click on the word, or you're going to highlight the area that is in yellow. You're going to go right up here to where it's got the highlighter, and you're going to click no color. So that's going to get rid of any of the yellow in the document. For this title page right here, I would put the name of your business, ABC Restaurant, whatever it is, put the name of the restaurant right here. If you have a logo, you can put the logo right here. If you don't have a logo, then don't worry about it. Just, again, move right along. Work with what you have when you have it. All right, next is going to be the table of contents. As you add more information and you build your content, regardless of what section it is within the business plan, you are inevitably going to add some pages to the document. When you do, you want to come over here to the table of contents. You want to click on the table of contents. You want to go update table. You're going to click on update entire table and click OK. And this section right here is going to update with the correct page numbers. Next section is going to be the executive summary section. With a business plan, you do have two separate documents. You have the executive summary, which briefly outlines your business plan, and then you have the actual business plan itself. So just keep in mind, you've got two separate documents, and what I like to do is I'll copy and paste information from my business plan and put it directly into the executive summary, change around some of the words, but when they read the executive summary, they should walk away with saying, you know what, I understand what you're doing, how you want to do it, and then they're going to use the business plan for more details. So for each one of my executive summaries, it's going to be broken up into the restaurant summary, or the company summary, target market, financial highlights, and funding request. The restaurant summary, you're just going to go ahead and go through there and put your information in here, whether it be the company name, location, the name of the business owner, and some of the items or services or products that you're going to be selling, and then your hours of operation. Target market is going to be, again, it's going to be one sentence, whether it be within a 10 square mile radius. If you're going to be online, then it's going to be people that are looking for your services. So it's going to be short and sweet. Financial highlights, when we get to the financial model, and we're going to be covering that in just a little bit, you will be able to go ahead and, as you change the numbers around, you're going to be able to go to a specific section in the financial model, and you're going to be able to pull out the information and update this section. So for example, right here, we've got our revenues for the first year, expenses, and the net profits. What you'll do once we get to the, once we get to the financial model and you update your information, You would then go to the projections page, which is the projection tab right here, and these three numbers will automatically update. So when you update the number of customers you have, your variable cost, the prices, the average prices per customer sale, your salary, employee, number of employees, what you're paying them, your startup cost. So you're in your fixed cost down here. Once you update that information, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your projections page. And if you look right here, your projections they are going to be aligned with 640,000, or should be aligned. They might not be, but there'll be a $640,000, 476 is right here, and then 125,000 and change right here. So as you update your template, these sections right here are going to update, and you would just change the numbers based on the template. All right, and then you're going to have your funding request, and for the funding request, it's going to be, I always start my funding request first and foremost with how much money you need to get the party started, which could be $250,000. There is no range. Make sure you be precise with how much money you need. Next is going to be, this is where you have a little bit more flexibility. You are going to have the term, 20 to 30 years, 10 to 15 years, 8 to 12 years, whatever you anticipate the term of the loan to be, you're going to put it right here. And then a range for interest rates, whether it be 5 to 8%, 8 to 12%, or higher, who knows. And then finally right here is if you are going to take on an investor, how are you going to compensate the investor later on? You change that information down there. Next is going to be your company description. In the company description, again, summarize your company with the information right here. I do provide you with some brief competitive advantages based on the industry. Feel free to update that information. Depending on your industry, I'm going to have services provided, and usually the services are going to be very limited. For example, if it's a handyman, I'm going to have drywall services, painting, interior, exterior painting, and then miscellaneous services. With that information, you can go ahead and change the products or the service or the menu items and then add more information to it. So this section right here, up front is going to be what you're going to do the most writing for. If you want to have a business plan less than 30 minutes, keep it to 1 to 2 sentences for each service provided. Next is going to be your primary target market. Again, I like to go off of region. 10 square miles or 15 square miles from a specific location. If you're online, then obviously it's going to be different, and I will have it different in your template. Pricing structure, I pretty much just state that you're going to research your competitors, and you're going to get your menu or your prices, your product or service prices based on your research. Hours of operation is self-explanatory. For each location, for the different industries, I'm going to guesstimate a typical size for that type of a business, and then I'm going to break out the segments accordingly based on industry. Business objectives and timelines. So the business plan is pretty much, the main purpose of the business plan is to describe your business, to who, what, where, why, and hows. However, I do like to include a forward-looking statement in my business plans and my templates. And that forward-looking statement is going to be the business objectives and timeline. And so what you're going to do here is I've got some information in here. You can customize it. But I do project, what do you want to accomplish in 3 months and 6 months and 12 months? So that's where your information is going to put into, is where do you want to be in 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months? So you've got a structure to hold that information. Next is going to be the industry analysis. For the first paragraph, I'm always going to describe the industry, who are the competitors within the industry, what do you do and how do you do it. And then the second section is I'm going to then provide information about the industry itself. I'm going to discuss the revenues, the historical growth, the projected growth, the profits, the wages, and the businesses. This section is going to be related to your industry. So if you get a restaurant business plan template from me, this information is going to be about the restaurant industry. If you get a handyman business plan template, is going to be a handyman related industry that I'm going to research. So this information is going to be researched from your industry. I am going to summarize information provided by IBIS World. I do have a subscription. It costs a lot of money, so I'm going to get my use out of it. Next is going to be the SWOT analysis. In order to change information in the SWOT, this is a smart art. So you're going to click on the smart art, And then you got the little tiny arrow right here. You're going to click that little baby arrow, and it's going to pop out. And then what you're going to do is you are going to then just identify where you want to make some changes, and you're going to then go ahead and put the words in there, and it's going to go ahead and update that information. I do have some general statements in here. Feel free to use them or change them how you see fit. But it is broken into strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and down here are threats. And I do skip the bullet points just to make it easier to read. Next is going to be the organizational structure. I start with ownership for most of my plans. With the ownership, you're going to put the company name, you're going to put your address, whatever type of legal structure you're going to have, whether it be limited liability corporation, sole proprietor, and then the company or the business owner's name. I'm also going to have an organizational chart. For restaurants, the organizational chart is going to be more in depth with the CEO, general manager, front of house manager, back of house manager, servers, cooks, hosts, dishwashers, and so on. For a smaller business like a handyman service or like a nail salon, it might be a CEO, nail salon technician, and then you're going to have maybe a cosmetologist, or it's going to be a receptionist. So it's going to be less detailed based on a typical structure for your industry. But you can add information to it if you like. For example, you would click on the Smart Art. If you're not going to have a dishwasher, so you're going to go ahead and click on that little arrow right here. You would highlight the dishwasher and backspace it, and now the dishwasher is gone. If you want to go ahead and put a prep person, you just type in prep, and you click on the Smart Art, you close the box, and now you've got a prep person. So you can add information to the organizational chart pretty simple. Next is going to be the marketing. The marketing section, what I do is I do give you all some details for the marketing section. And so for example, traditional marketing, internet marketing, social media marketing, typical marketing strategies for a wide array of industries. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a starting point for each one of them. I'm just going to say, briefly, here are some general actions that you may take for the traditional, for the internet, and for the social media. And again, feel free to update this information accordingly. Next is going to be the funding request section. The funding request section is going to be, again, just like what we identified in the executive summary. It's going to start with specifically how much money do you need, how long do you need to borrow the money for, and your interest rates expected. If you're going to do an investor, how are you going to pay your investors back? So we're going to be specific with the dollar amount, but we're going to be a little bit vague with the term and the rates. Next is going to be the financial projections. So the financial projections come from the financial model, and introduce you all to the financial model. Here's the financial model. It's an information page. It's going to be your profit and loss page, your income statement, and your projections. So when you change information in this dark blue or the dark purple, once you change this information in here, it will roll over to your profit and loss. It will roll into your income statement, and it will update your projections for you. And I do have, for the most part, I do have some highlights and some segments. I do have some charts in here you can copy and paste and put in there. It may or may not be there for your templates. All right, so when you go ahead, you can use these numbers here. Feel free. You just need to be able to explain them. And here is a so you're going to have for each one of my templates, I do include a profit and loss for year one is broken into quarters, month 1 through month 3, quarter 1, month 4 through 6, quarter 2, month 7 through 9, quarter 3, and then month 10 through 12, quarter 4. And then you're going to have your income statement for the next 5 years. So when you want to go ahead and update this information, that is when you're going to use my financial model. So for my financial model, the way I've got it broken up is the top section right here is going to be your daily sales or your monthly sales, depending on how I structure it. This is going to be your labor. Your startup costs are going to be right here. And then we're going to have our monthly fixed cost right here. And then the growth rates down here and your loan information. So what we're going to do here is for the daily sales, for the most part, all my templates are going to say average customer sales. So if you want to say, let's say we're going to have 50 customers a day, and we are anticipating a 75, let's go a little bit lower. Let's say each customer is going to drop about $22. So what we're going to do is we would change the price. Price is going to be about $22 per customer. we anticipate 50 customers per day, and our variable cost might be $30. The next thing what we're going to do is we're going to play with the labor here. So we are going to, actually, we're going to change, yeah, we're going to go with that. So the salary is going to be how much you want to pay yourself. How much you want to pay yourself. Do you want to pay yourself $5,000? So be it. You'd change that information right here. Then we're going to take a look at how many employees. If we're going to have 4 employees, and we put the 4 right here, on average, what is their pay? We're going to put $15. And then the hours is 172. That means they're going to be working 40 hours a week. If it's not going to be 172, if you're only going to have them part-time, then you just take that 172 divided by 2 is 86. You would then change this to 86, and now you've got 4 part-time individuals. Next is going to be your startup cost. This is how much money you want to invest out of your pocket. This is how much the loan is going to be. And this is your build out. Then you've got your working capital, how much money you want in the bank once you start operations. And then you've got some categories right here: miscellaneous income, inventory, advertising, hiring. These will all be customized for your industry. You cannot add lines. If you add any lines to the template, you will break the template, I promise you. So please don't add lines, just change numbers or titles. You can change titles if you're not going to have supplies and you're going to have, I don't know, you're not going to have supplies, you might have security. So if you're going to have security, then you just change the security, and then you can just go ahead and change the dollar amount accordingly, and that'll update accordingly as well. So this right here, your startup cost, make sure it equals however much money you're asking for. Next is going to be your fixed costs. These fixed costs are $2,500. It's going to be rent, utilities, office expenses, insurance, accounting and legal, advertising, and other. So again, you can change the titles, you can't add lines, and then you can change the dollar amounts here. As you change this information, and then down here is the loan information, what you anticipate your interest rates to be. If it's 6% for 20 years, you change that and the payment is updated accordingly. Once you're done making these changes on this information page, then your profit and loss statement, and here is the profit and loss for quarter 1, for quarter 2, for quarter 3, and then over here hiding is going to be our quarter 4. So this is the information you're going to want to change in the Word document, and this is going to be your income statement. So once you're done making these changes right here, we're then going to come over to the Word document, and we're going to get rid of the old projections. We're going to highlight it and backspace it. Then we're going to go ahead and go to our, so we're going to go to our income statement. We're going to copy this, and then we're going to go to our pro forma, Control V it, and we now have updated profit and loss statements. You will then do the same thing for quarter 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll go to the Word document. We'll go to profit and loss. We're going to go to quarter 4. We're going to highlight it, Control C, go back to our Word document, and we're going to do this, Control V it, and we're going to do that 3 more times. And once we're done with that, boom, we now have financial projections that are up to date and customized. If you need some explanations for where you came up with your numbers, well, you've got that information right here in the daily sales, in the labor, in your startup cost, and in your fixed cost. And you can even go ahead and update, for example, if you want to add more information to your funding request. So you just highlight the startup cost, Control C it, come on over here, hit Enter, Control V, and now what we have is we have the updated information from our profit and loss statement. If you want to go ahead and get rid of those, get rid of all the colors on that, we'll just highlight it, go up here, and say no color. And so once we get rid of the color, we can then go ahead and copy it again. Come on over here, get rid of that, Control V it. And so now we have it without the colors, and it's going to look a little bit better. So you can go ahead and add more information to the document based on your customizations, but to get it done in less than 30 minutes, stay true to the highlights. Get rid of the highlights, read through the document, make sure you make whatever changes are absolutely necessary. Once you have a working document, then go back and start adding more content to it and building it out. But don't do that until you have your foundation set. All right, so if you like what you see and you want to go ahead and purchase one of my templates, then all you got to do is go over to qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan templates. And once you get here, I do have, right now I'm up to about 50 different templates for different industries, and it is expanding daily. So if one of your, if your industry is not here and you want a template, send me an email or just fill out one of my questionnaires. And then what it'll do is just it'll send me an email, and I will go ahead and post it accordingly for your industry. It usually takes me about 1 to 3 days to have a new template put together. If I'm extremely busy, it could be 4 to 6 weeks. But I do try my very best to have it done within, about 72 hours. All right, so hopefully this information was helpful. And if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube. If you like the template and the concept, zip on over to my webpage and pick one up for yourself. As always, have a fantastic day. Thank you.